The courts step in and the SEC is in trouble. They want more answers. Way to go, justice system. More BTC buying. What's the new bottom? XRP price?
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Talk at the end because XRP is up 8% in the last 24 hours. But before we get into the big blob of green up on the screen, your comments come first because, yes, you, the viewer, matter most. Hot take here from John Hummel. UK had a chance and blew it. Slow and too cautious, now missed the boat. Very quick to raise CTG. Well, imagine that. Desperate and said, yeah, been talking to several of you about how the UK new administration just blew it. They had a chance and guess what? They didn't do what they needed to do. FPDIV dropped some support on the channel and says thanks. Well, thank you. What else do I got for you? Michael Harvey dropping support on the channel. Michael saying thanks. Look, I don't mind the super chats, but I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. If you're going to super chat the channel, put some like naughty message on there so I got to read it. Like something like, my balls hang so low that they scrape on the table as I walk. Something like that. Just put something obnoxious. I don't mind the thanks, but thank you back and you're welcome. But it's your opportunity to take advantage of a little naughty rule in the crypto verse. This crypto verse. Bitcoin's at 96,475. ETH is 3213. XRP at 257. Deep in the green. Love to see it. Also did better on yesterday's move. XLM at 42 cents. 8 at 97. Sol 188. BNB's getting close to touching 700. And when BNB gets close to touching 700 and I get close to touching the like and subscribe button, you fucking pervs, it's free. Oh, and by the way, you don't need to age verify yourself to look at this content, do you? But you do with the old Pornhub now, don't you? SEC finds Robinhood. Okay, so this is a case of where the SEC caught someone doing something bad. But the SEC got in trouble. The court stepped in. I'm going to share that with you soon. But first, the SEC fines Robinhood $45 million in a settled securities laws infraction. Robinhood has agreed to pay $45 million settlement with the SEC following violating multiple securities laws. The SEC found that Robinhood Securities breached over 10 provisions related to regulatory compliance. The SEC stated that the two Robinhood entities failed to report trading activity accurately, that's not good, comply with short sale regulations, that's not good either, and submit timely suspicious activity reports, well, that's not good either. Additionally, they did not maintain proper books and records and adequately safeguard customer information, well, that's not fucking good either. The investigation revealed that between 2020 and 2021, Robinhood failed to preserve electronic communications from customers, well, that's not good. Okay, look, bringing this out there to share with you that yes, the SEC did catch some things before they got bad. But look, this shit happened between 2020 and 2021, and it's 2025 right now, so come on. It's like, no, I was going to say something really bad. I'm not going to. I'm going to be good. I'm going to take the higher road on this one, because for real, Genzo, you're a fucking loser. Until the 20th, I'm going to call you a loser and a piece of shit every day. Everyone else, you're welcome to do it. You could swear in the comments. I let it go. Don't worry about it. Semler Scientific adds another $23 million in BTC to its balance sheet. Semler purchased 237 BTC between December 16th and January 10th at an average of 98,000. So for a while, they were in the red. I'm sharing this because Semler is now starting to add quite a bit. They now have 2,321 BTC at an average of 82. So they've been buying not as frequently, as some of the other big players out there, but they're still buying, and now they're building up bigger and bigger BTC reserves. Now, wait. Italy's largest bank, Intesa Sanpaolo, makes a bold crypto move with a 1 million BTC purchase. Oh, okay, so more people are getting into it. Yes, they are. According to the report from Reuters, the bank purchased 11 BTC valued at over 1 million. Klaus, that's bitch-ass numbers. That's like, punk bitch, you're a fucking little Nancy Weenie Hut Jr. total, loser. No. 11 BTC, okay? I get it. It's right over $1 million, not a big deal. But that's how it starts. It starts with these little seeds, and they buy more and more and more. That's why I brought up Semler. Because Semler used to not really hold that much BTC. Now they've got 2,300 of them. So these little things get bigger, and then we talk about MicroStrategy. They have 450,000 BTC. MicroStrategy didn't start off with 450,000. They had to buy it. They had to accumulate to that amount, right? Buy and hodl, kind of what we do, okay? So now you're seeing that with Semler building up their bags. Italy's big bank gets into it. They're going to be building their bags. Who else is going to be building their bags? Like, you see my point here? This move marks a significant shift for traditional financial institutions navigating the world of digital assets. The bank's decision to acquire BTC reflects a growing trend of institutional adoption where legacy financial firms are increasingly integrating crypto into their portfolios. They don't want to miss out. European major bank buying BTC. Yes, it's only $1 million worth. Okay. That is exactly what I've been talking about here over the last several months. There's going to be really boring money on the sideline, like really prude, boring money. I mean, like really prude money. And they're sitting here going, well, we don't know if it's the right time just yet. And they're waiting for more news. They're waiting for more price. They're waiting for more confirmation because they're very stingy, prude money, right? Very conservative money, fiscally conservative money. And this is a good example of it. The largest bank in Italy is like, yeah, we're finally going to get into BTC. What, you didn't like BTC when it was at 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000? You're like, oh, I like it at 96,000? You see my point? And these small players out there, like these banks, like Semler, are just going to keep buying because they're realizing that this stuff is holding its value very well. And that a lot of players out there, especially the ones that have been buying over the last few years, are building up some very big profitable bags. Now, let's rip on the SEC. Yeah, seriously, down below, if you want to rip on Gary G, you're welcome to do so. You only got till the 20th. U.S. court orders the SEC to reassess its crypto regs after Coinbase legal victory. Oh, Gary. The courts are stepping in, and it's a great fucking day. And guess what? That's why you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on any of these juicy goodies. In a significant development, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit has instructed the SEC to provide a more detailed explanation regarding the denial of Coinbase's request for clear crypto regs. Basically, Coinbase said to the courts, we want to know what's legal, what's not. How do you become approved? What are the rules for securities? What are the rules for commodities? And the SEC was like, we don't have to tell you that. And Coinbase is like, but we're an exchange. This is what our job is. And you signed off on all of our paperwork that we submitted years ago and gave us approval. And then you took us to court. But then you won't tell us what we did wrong. You also won't tell us how we fix it. The court's like, yeah, you're right, Coinbase. The SEC are a bunch of douchebags. A bunch of little pansy ass Nancys. And the SEC is like, see, we told you. And Gary's over there like part of the Winnie Hut Jr. crew, okay? And Gary's like, no, I'm not going to tell you what the rules are. And the court goes, well, Gary, guess what? You're going to be out of a job here in a few days. Go fuck yourself. And yes, you do have to tell an industry that you're regulating what the rules are. Holy shit. That's how messed up this is in the United States. Actually have to have a court step in, tell a regulating body of a financial marketplace that they have to tell people in that financial place what the rules are to play by. Okay, hold up. Let's just go in bizarro world, okay? Let's say that you've got a quasi-open relationship, okay? You need to know what the rules are, right? Am I allowed to do just a tip? Am I allowed to do just a little bit of down there? Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to know what the rules are. What if they're like fully open and you're like, but dude, this whole time I was just like doing above the pants stuff and like you're telling me this whole time the rules were this? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you get into these big things, these big discussions, these big revelations, you need to know what the rules are. What if you didn't know the rules for selling your house and you go to sell your house and all of a sudden they fine you 50%? You're like, why did you fine me 50% for selling my house? And they're like, oh, well, you didn't fill out Form 69-420. And you're like, wait, I had to fill out Form 69-420? And they're like, yeah, you have to fill that out along with sending a selfie of your beehole. And you're like, really? That's the rules? And they're like, well, yeah. And you're like, well, show me where those rules are. And they're like, well, I'm not showing you where the rules are. You just got to show me a picture of your beehole and you have to... Yeah, that's messed up. The court's decision stems from Coinbase's petition for a writ of mandamus, which challenged the SEC's refusal to establish clear rules for the crypto market. Court found the SEC's denial to be arbitrary and capricious, citing insufficient reasoning to its order. The case has been remanded for the SEC to give a more comprehensive explanation. Alderati, a pimp from Ripple, he's got good suits, but he doesn't have like really, like he's got good quality suits. It's just, he's very conservative with his suit color and his suit cut. says this. Huge congrats to Grewal in Coinbase for their win. Grewal's their chief legal officer for Coinbase. In Gensler's final days, his anti-crypto crusade is imploding, and a federal appeals court has laid bare what the industry has said for years. Bitch, better have my money. No, that's not what the court said. His selective enforcement of securities laws was a not-so-covert attempt to ban the industry outright. This is from the courts. And by the way, if you want to read this and everything else in the video, it's all linked in the description below. Thank you. You're welcome. And remember, if you're going to do a super chat on the channel, I do not mind if you put thanks down. I don't mind that at all. But remember, you could always put a naughty message down, and I have to read super chats, so it might as well have a naughty message like, oh, Cause is a complete tool or something. Like, just have fun. But also, you're welcome to everyone, and thank you to everyone for supporting the channel. We properly remand the SEC to explain itself. This is what the court actually said. It should not give yet another poor explanation in an already long line of them. New inventions create new fraud risks, and the agency needs to guard against them. But sporadically enforcing ill-fitting rules against crypto companies that are trying to follow the laws goes way beyond fighting fraud. It targets the whole industry and risks de facto banning it. On remand, the SEC must grapple with that problem. Basically saying, hey, look, SEC, you effed up. You know who effed up worse? The United States government that never made any clear regs. How low can all of us go? Well, depends. What are your rules at home? I mean, you going down and low? It's the same thing. Bitcoin might never trade below 43,000 again. I'm starting to see players out there, whether they're big or small, happy, sad, good or bad news. I'm starting to see the players out there saying, hey, the floor for BTC is at this level, at this level, at this level. The majority of the ones that I'm seeing are anywhere between $40,000 and $55,000. Very few I'm seeing in the 30 range, and very few I'm seeing in the 70, 80 range. Right around $40,000 to $55,000. Speaking of price, okay, I like this. I'm seeing a lot of green up on the screen. Also seeing a lot of volume, up 25% last 24 hours to $150 billion. XRP's volume up 11% to $8.7 billion. What do I see up on the screen? Up 8.66% in one day. Frickin' love seeing it. Let's go look at some candlesticks and see what they tell us, because I need to know what to put my alerts on for, because I'm going to take a nap. And you're like, Klaus, this is your morning video and you're talking about taking a nap? I've been up since 4 a.m., everyone. I am exhausted. No, I'm not exhausted. I have to nap because I'm training, because I have a trip coming up soon. Okay, so we tried touching 260, and we did touch 260, but we couldn't hold it. That's okay, because you could see on this move here, 255, we bounced up from it. Now, the reason I'm bringing up that we bounced to 255 on this move, look at this. 1, 2, 3 attempts right here to break 255, and you couldn't. Finally, on the fourth one, broke right through it, got to that 260. Then look, what was the resistance point of that 255 right here on these moves earlier turned into what, everyone? The floor for the move. Now, it's still way early, right? And we're going to see what happens. But that is a very impressive thing to see. 3 times being rejected. 4th time, you're like, look, you tell me no 3 times. Are you going to tell me no a 4th time? Wrong hole? Don't think so. Okay, so zooming out. I'm like ecstatic with this move. The market was happy with 220 XRP going into the 20th. Now, don't get me wrong. We got CPI data. Anything can happen with that. But for real, the market right now, unless something crazy happens with CPI data, it looks like the market right now is just looking forward past it. The market almost is telling us right now, hey, SEC, you got in trouble. Yeah, we're going to need more regs. Yeah, the courts are stepping in and even saying this to the SEC. We know XRP and the alts have benefited heavily, right, from any news in regards to the SEC. When Gensler announced his resignation, the alts took off. So this is all good news for the alts. And right now, the alts are telling us, hey, CPI data might really, really suck. By the way, there's a live stream Wednesday, 8:30. Be there, be square. They're like, look, CPI data might really suck, but this new regime coming in might be really, really cool, and this might be really, really good for us. So really, really good stuff happens, and yeah, this is some of that really good stuff. In terms of where I'm thinking we're going to be at here, you know, honestly, 220 going into the 20th is where the market was comfortable. Here's your support right here to show you that once we breached it way early on January 1st, we had a single attempt at that 220 mark right here on the 8th of January. And you can see clear as day, we rebounded from that, right? Spent, what, a 30 minutes in that low, crazy flash zone, and then we were right back up again. So, am I nervous? No. Am I expecting some bad news coming with CPI data and other macros? Yes, I am. Am I expecting a little bit of last minute fight and tussle from Gary? Yes, I am. But I'm also expecting the courts to keep stepping in, and I'm expecting the bigs to keep buying, and I'm expecting newer people to buy, and those new people to buy more and keep stacking and hodling because things are changing in the cryptoverse. So that is a lot to digest, but the general theme is this. There's new people getting into crypto. There's people that were already into crypto that are buying more. There's people that bought more that are buying even more and don't care what the price is. Yeah, they see green on the screen days like today. They're like, well, I don't care about discounts. I'm just looking forward to the future. That's what the market's doing right now too. We know we've got bad CPI data right there. That's the future right there, okay? Like you can't see it. It's off screen, okay? It's ugly. It's not good looking, okay? That's the future right there. We know we got some bad inflation stuff coming. We know it's going to be hot. We know it's going to be spicy in the bad way. Not like the good way. This is like when you do like sushi and you accidentally get the wasabi up your nose. That's the bad spicy. The good spicy is the taste. The bad spicy is the nose burn. And we see it out there. But we're like, don't care about you. We want to look what's even further. And what's even further is crypto regs, ETFs specific to some of our favorite alts out there, pro-crypto regime in the CFTC, SEC, as well as the presidency, more players spending money on crypto buying and hodling, and a bunch of other juiciness to come. Now, I will be honest with you. I am expecting a pullback. I am expecting a little pump and a little dump based on the stuff that's going to happen with CPI data. If I'm wrong, then that is a freaking awesome thing. I will be glad to be wrong because then that means the crypto market is going to keep roaring and even going to ignore these short-term speed bumps. Yeah, we can look past them, but we still have to chew the poop sandwich. That's the speed bump right now, right? Okay, so we got that. SEC in trouble with the courts. I guess what bothers me is that, like, why did it take so long for this stuff to get fixed? And that's why I highlighted the first comment in the video about the UK taking too long to do things right. Because you know what? If it takes you that long to fix something that's that obvious, like, okay, not having rules for an industry that you regulate. You're telling me that we really needed to go through all this pain to determine that we should have clear rules for a market, a new market? Like, that's the problem. So even though we are getting some pro-crypto in place, the procedural stuff, how long it takes the courts to do stuff, all that is just still slow, takes time, and damage can be done. Now, granted, the SEC has caught some of those players like Robinhood who did their settling, right? Because they did a little naughtiness. That was 4 and 5 years ago with that. So again, it's not even timeliness of catching people that did things wrong. They finally got penalized 5 years after they did something wrong. Man, could you imagine if my wife was like, yo, Klaus, 5 years ago, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't even know what the hell I did yesterday. I know what I did yesterday. I ran really, really hard. I had 4 training sessions yesterday. Did a little bit of lifting. No, actually, I did a lot of lifting, lower body. Then I did some full court basketball with my son. Some running involved there. Then I had a hard threshold run. Yeah, that really sucked. I did hills outside. And then I did a little bit of mobility, like Pilates work at night. And I feel like shit. Damn it, Klaus. All right, everyone. Look out for CPI data. Look for the live stream. Choo choo biz natches.